is fully committed to boosting the economy and productive base through investment in critical infrastructure, roads, expansion of port operations, rail, and power. We are creating a new environment in which industry and manufacturing can thrive. Our tax and fiscal policy reform will streamline taxes, administration, and eliminate burdensome or multiple taxes, enabling our industrialists and entrepreneurs to operate in a more conducive environment. Governors must work and deliver value to the people. As part of our tax reform, we have provided small businesses with an exemption of tax, established the Office of Tax Ombudsman, and ensure transparency and protect taxpayers' rights. Digital tools now help us track performance and reduce waste. The diaspora's bond and non-resident BVN are bringing Nigerians abroad into national development.
It is most troubling that in 2 years in office, the present government has brought our nation to the point where our leaders now celebrate and endorse failure, lies, and propaganda. The government today, rather than show genuine accountability and measurable progress, focuses on manipulating the narratives, gaslighting the public, shifting blame, and weaponizing governance. Meanwhile, Nigerians live in a worsening and worrisome insecurity, widespread corruption, hunger, and general despondency. There are no clear benchmark for measuring tangible development as we continue to witness the collapse of key indicators like education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, which are the parameters for measuring national progress. Simple comparison of what has happened in the past 2 years now relies on propaganda and misinformation to mark misgovernance. Our country today can best be described as a nation declining fast in all its facets. The security of lives and property has worsened, and the rule of law is virtually non-existent. These are hard, verifiable facts.
On assuming office, my team and I moved to reform our ailing economy. We introduced fundamental reforms to correct structural imbalances that prevented maximum growth. We are already seeing results. The GDP grew by 3.4% in 2024, with Q4 hitting 4.6%, the highest quarter of growth in over a decade. Inflation is easing gradually, steadying the price of food staples like rice and beans. Our net foreign reserve have increased fivefold, and the Naira exchange rate has stabilized. Our balance of payment position is positive. Our sovereign credit rating is improving, and we continue to promote oil and non-oil gas exports. State do not need to go about borrowing to pay salaries anymore. In less than 1 year, over 100,000 Nigerians, including 35,000 civil servants, have benefited from affordable consumer credit through the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation, enabling them to purchase vehicles, light up and improve their well-being, and purchase life essentials. This July, we will launch a bold new initiative to empower 400,000 young Nigerians.
On May 29, 2023, when this government was sworn in to office, Nigeria gross domestic product, GDP, was $364 billion. As of today, it has declined to $188 billion, a decline of almost 50%. Nigerian per capita income was $1,640 as at May 2023. Today, it has dropped to about $835, a devastating decline of about 50%. Nigerians living in poverty have increased from 38.9% to 54%. Within this period, 129 million Nigerians now live below poverty line. The World Bank recent report stated that 75% of Nigerians in rural area now live below poverty, and the situation is even more in urban areas.
See, the truth is, in comparing the democracy speech between Peter Obi and President Tinubu, is really not the main issue, but sometimes you just have to put things in perspective. I think even though the script writers are different, the deliverers are different, some of the things that Bola Tinubu actually said in his democracy speech at the National Assembly joint session was countered by Peter Obi, who was also doing the same thing in Abuja. Incidentally, they were both in Abuja. So it was quite interesting to see the how they spoke about economy, healthcare, education, and Peter Obi was countering them, with his own words, with the way and manner he was just going ballistic when it comes to that. Peter Obi was just practically defining how the country has this enormous opportunity and potential to become the best there is, but it seems the leaders we've had over time haven't unearthed that opportunity. So it behoves on us to do the needful. So I would have you see this comparison between the speech between Tinubu and Peter Obi, and then you also let me know what you think. And the common man on the streets really don't want to know whether the speech of Peter Obi was so sweet. He's the one highlighting the true essence of what we're facing. The speech of Tinubu also, the common man on the street care less. I think the common man on the street is asking, before this government took over in 2023, I was buying Gary for 1,200. The common man is on the street is also asking, before this government came into power, I was at least buying fuel for 200 naira, even though it was excruciating at that time, but I could manage myself. And right now, I'm not able to afford these things. Before I spend money to buy Gary, that is the easiest thing I could take. If not to drink and chop granite, nobody will know that I did that. The common man is telling you a painter of Gary is 3,000 naira, 3,500, 4,000, and you are giving me the minimum wage is 70,000 naira. How do you want me to survive for a family of 2, 3, or even 4? How long are they going to eat Gary that will be enough for them for 1 month, if we are to assume that they are paid monthly? Rice is gone as high as 110,000 in this country for a country that has 70,000 naira minimum wage. So it's a possibility that a man who earns a minimum wage in this country will not be able to buy a bag of rice throughout his lifetime working for this country. Some will say, oh, the inflation is beginning to settle in. It is not settling in anything. It is not. It is only when you go to the market, that's when you will know whether it is or not. So I don't think the comparison is just for fun per se. It's not necessarily something that is so interesting, or this meaningful to the common man on the street. But it is somewhat something that I think the common man will be asking. All this English that they speak, no will concern me. How would they chop today? How would they chop food of 1,000? Do you know that you can't even find a food of 1,000, a good food now on the streets? Say you want to do street food, you can't find a good meal of 1,000 naira. Whereas before now you can get something for 500, 600, and you chop better rice and beans and meat on top. So it is terrible. It is terrible, and some things have to give way. Some things have to happen at least between now and the end of this administration, or maybe something else happens. Again, one other thing I actually wanted to say is that a lot has happened, frankly, and for me, it is becoming worrisome. If you talk about this democracy, this Tinubu fought. He was part of Nadeko that led the team that fought for democracy. So I'm even thinking, are you sure that Peter Obi will even do anything spectacular? Like, I don't. If he fought and fought and fought, it is now becoming clear that the reason why he was fighting wasn't even for the good of the masses. The reason why he was fighting was clearly for his pockets. Is it not clear? Is it not clear? Every day you announce to us you made more monies, you made more monies, you made more monies that you give to the governors. How is that alleviating poverty on the streets of Nigeria? How is that improving the lives of people on the street of Nigeria? Every time you made more monies, you made more monies, you made more monies. What's that? What's you made more monies? I don't understand. You paid debts and then so what? And I felt that after removing fuel subsidy, you should have at least put that subsidy on food people with a chop, so that they can see road. And then I'm still really skeptical. Frankly, I'm still very skeptical. Very skeptical. I don't know. You should let me know what you think, guys. I'm skeptical in many respects. Because what is the magic Peter Obi is going to come and do? All this, his talk, very cool, calm guy, collected, who would do this, the alternatives that he has been bringing come to the table. How we sure the reason why he's saying that, he's doing that is because he's not being called to the table. And then when he gets on that board, who knows, would he even really do better than Tinubu? Would he really do better than Tinubu? So really, I don't know. I'm still looking at it because with what politicians have done to us in this country, it leaves a whole lot of hole in our heart. And to trust any of them is just riding against the traffic. It's crazy. Let me know what you think.